What do Tesla, Lucid, and NIO have in common? Well, all these brands are purely electric vehicle manufacturers, but right now we know that Tesla is heading the game when it comes to electric vehicles, all thanks to Tesla's incredible vehicles and also their vast supercharging stations. But will Lucid and NIO be able to dethrone Tesla's dominance in the electric vehicle segment? Well, that's exactly what we discuss here today. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you think electric cars will be the future of the automotive industry. With all that done, let's get started. Electric cars before Tesla were extremely boring to drive. Nobody was willing to spend their hard-earned money on a car that looks like a toy and that also drives like a toy. But that's not the case today because Tesla happens to make some of the world's fastest and safest vehicles out there. The best part is, all of them are battery electric vehicles. You also need to keep in mind that Tesla is a very new company compared to every other car manufacturer out there in the industry. Even then, the company has successfully gotten so many things right with EV manufacturing and sales. Sure, Tesla did not invent electric vehicles, but Tesla did figure out a way to sell electric cars to the masses, and they did a really good job at it. During the initial phases of Tesla as a startup, so many critics shared their opinion that Tesla would go completely bankrupt because the legacy auto manufacturers might take over the electric industry with their version of electric cars. And even today, we don't have any major brands selling as many electric cars as what Tesla is doing today, and that says a lot about the auto industry as a whole. And then we have the so-called Tesla killers out there, and right now those Tesla killers happen to be Lucid Motors and Chinese EV manufacturer NIO. You might have heard of Lucid Motors several times before as the next big thing in the electric vehicle segment. But even then, the company is still in its initial phase of launching and delivering its vehicles, which means that the company has a long way to go to prove that they're a lot better than what Tesla is offering today. Tesla right now is enjoying their first mover advantage, and Tesla is a company that evolves incredibly fast-paced, so much so that the company is at least 5 years ahead of every other auto manufacturer out there in terms of the technology that Tesla offers with their vehicles, especially the self-driving tech, which is crazy if you have been in one. The car will take you wherever you want to go, provided that you keep your attention on the road whenever it is necessary. But even then, it's really cool to have your car drive all by itself. There are so many challenges for EV manufacturers like Lucid or NIO to make it big in this space. It's not just about making a compelling electric vehicle, but the manufacturers also should provide necessary charging infrastructure for their vehicles. And manufacturers will only be able to do it if they sell vehicles in huge numbers, and right now that's not the case with Lucid. But that is somewhat the case with NIO. NIO is also doing things slightly differently from Tesla because NIO is offering battery as a service, meaning you could swap out the battery instead of charging. You could also buy your vehicle without a battery pack and rent it instead, which means the range anxiety issue is almost solved. Range anxiety has always been a big deal with electric vehicles because battery technology cannot keep up with the improvement in every other aspect. If you happen to own an electric car, you'll find a similar case with that as well. Yes, Tesla recently announced that new 4680 cells would change the entire game for Tesla because this one happens to be a battery with a tabless architecture, and it will be able to provide a lot more range, and it will also be able to store a lot more energy than the current battery cells that Tesla is using with their vehicles. Lucid Motors CEO Peter Rawlinson happens to be a former Tesla employee, and he was also a chief engineer of design at Tesla. Lucid Motors will be initially targeting the luxury sedan electric vehicle market, and this is a market that is still untapped even by Tesla. Lucid Motors is also claiming to have a superior range than the Tesla Model S. Still, the thing that you need to keep in mind is that Tesla today is a lot more than just an electric manufacturer, and it happens to be one of the most valuable companies out there. We don't think it's right to compare Lucid and NIO with Tesla, but a better comparison would be Lucid versus NIO. Now, for those of you who don't know, NIO is an electric vehicle manufacturer from China, and China happens to be one of the largest automotive markets in the world. NIO could easily thrive in the Chinese market. The numbers say it all because in just 2020, even during the pandemic, NIO was able to deliver about 44,000 of its SUVs. By July of 2021, NIO was able to deliver about 71,000 units of their vehicles. You also need to keep in mind that NIO does not actually manufacture its own vehicles. Currently, they have 3 SUV models that are produced through an agreement with major state-owned automaker Jianghuai Automobile Group. So you see where this is headed. NIO is not even making their own vehicles, but that's not the case with Tesla because Tesla happens to be in total control of everything about its vehicles out there, and the company makes its own battery packs and its own vehicles at the world's most advanced factories, known as gigafactories. Now, when you look at Lucid Motors will be completely focusing on the US markets, and the first vehicle from Lucid will be its premium Dream Edition Air luxury sedan. This vehicle might cost more than $160,000 after potential US tax credits. Lucid is also planning to offer their other models, which would somewhat cost around $70,000. But these companies are not going to stop what they are doing anytime soon because NIO has already announced that the company will be launching its own luxury sedan by the name ET7, which will begin production by early 2022. Lucid Motors is also working on a long-range luxury SUV, the Gravity, which the company will launch by 2023 after experimenting with their sedan models. Companies like Tesla, Lucid, and NIO want to expand their operations to a lot more countries, considering a huge demand for electric vehicles around the world. But right now, Tesla is leading the electric vehicle segment because you can find Tesla's presence in almost all major cities in the world. Like Tesla, both NIO and Lucid Motors claim to be more than just electric vehicle companies. You also need to keep in mind that we don't have Lucid Motors vehicles on the roads yet, and we'll only see a lot more in the coming future, and it is only then when we can give a final verdict. So to sum things up, the electric vehicle space is getting a lot more competitive than ever before, especially when you consider that so many legacy auto manufacturers are also trying to play their cards with their own electric vehicles. We even have Toyota working on new battery electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles, and you could expect them to be launched by 2025. It's very difficult to tell right now whether these companies will be able to defeat Tesla's dominance in the electric vehicle space, but we think that Tesla is here to stay, considering the fact that the company was able to revolutionize so many things in the automotive industry that also includes the factories that these vehicles are produced at. It was never easy for Tesla, and Tesla was never an overnight success. It might be easy to raise funds, assemble a team with hundreds of well-paid technical experts, and create a concept vehicle for a few $1 million. But it's not easy to mass-produce vehicles in a huge manufacturing facility. This happens to be one of the biggest challenges that EV manufacturers are currently facing. NIO's approach to electric vehicles is completely different because NIO focuses on the complete user experience and positions their cars as a means rather than an end. The company is also trying to build a huge network of battery swap stations in China, which is somewhat equal to what Tesla is doing with its supercharger network. When we talk about the supercharger network, we have about 25,000 of them around the world. In China, it looks like NIO is getting really good at what they do, at least for the Chinese market. The major challenge of any electric vehicle will be the supply of the battery, and the batteries happen to be the most important component in any electric vehicle, and about 40% of the price tag of a new vehicle is for the battery packs used in these cars. Electric car battery technology has to be good if people need to take electric cars seriously. That's exactly why Teslas are taken a lot more seriously than every other electric car out there. Suppose NIO and Lucid can provide the best charging infrastructure that is very accessible to everyone. In that case, we think both NIO and Lucid will have a chance against Tesla, but right now that's not going to be the case, and Tesla will continue to be the segment leader. And that's a wrap for today's video. What do you think about the electric vehicle segment and the competition in this segment? Do let us know in the comments section below because we would love to hear from you all. Also, consider subscribing to the channel for more content just like this one, and while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you get notified about all our future uploads. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and we'll meet again in the next video very soon.